Since the advent of the internet, we have, as a species, experienced stupendous change. The world has become more connected, and by extension, people who may have never had a chance to communicate can now do so. Even the language barrier is no longer an actual barrier anymore. There are apps for that. There are apps that can break down those nearly impenetrable walls, and they are only getting better and smarter as technology advances. We now live in an age where a top notch education is no longer reserved for people who can afford it. You can get an Ivy League education for free or virtually free with just a few clicks. We can get pretty much anything we want with one click. We have gotten so dependent on the internet, we can barely remember what life was like without it. Some reminisce about the past and how wonderful it was. There is this talk about the good old days. These well intentioned and quaint reminiscences of the past are largely misguided and don't account for the fact that during those quote unquote good old days, we were younger and less aware of the world, and we also forget about all the dark times we had in those days as well. We often look at the past with rose tinted glasses. I hear people decrying the internet and the computing age like it was some kind of plague that has befallen us. I'm willing to wager no one wants to go back to the days when Commodore 64 or Commodore 128 was considered the shit. How about the 56,000 baud rate modem? That was considered super fast. When I got one of those, I was the envy of my friends who were all still using the primitive 14.4 baud rate. I pitied those fools. Now we have super fast internet that moves at unimaginable speeds, and it is only getting faster. Some of you grew up with the internet, so you will never know what some of us had to grow up with. Consider yourself very fortunate and lucky. Aside from the tremendous advances in communication, another world that has changed due to the internet, and that is the world of financial transactions. You can buy and sell stocks, commodities, foreign exchange, and invest in markets the average person once didn't have access to, and with lightning speed. In the 1990s, I used to work on Wall Street as a commodities trader and a trade execution software beta tester at an order desk with something called flash fills. Flash fills is when you can buy and sell a given stock or financial instrument within a second of placing the order. It was such a brand new technology. Today, in a flash, you can analyze several markets at once and execute trades directly from a computer. No need to fill out a formal order ticket or call your broker as it used to be. It's fantastic. Now, flash fills and speed is a given. No one asks if a brokerage firm has flash fills. They all do. The internet has also made the availability of money much easier. We can now borrow money without even setting foot in a bank, and trust me, the stodgy banks hate that. Companies like Lending Club and Marcus by Goldman Sachs and the like make it super easy. You could have your money in days, if not hours, and the rates are competitive. Even those who did not have access to funds now can get them due to the internet. It's a new world. The only thing that has resisted change in the financial arena to this point is the concept of money itself. We still use paper currency or its digital equivalent in an increasingly digital age way more than we should. Despite having ease of access, the money we use is still centrally controlled, and no matter how you slice it, we are beholden to the rules and whims of central bankers and governments everywhere. Even individual investors can use their wealth to manipulate the system legally by using this centralized set of rules in their favor. For example, in September of 1992, George Soros, the consummate trader and financier, had such a substantial monetary position against the British pound, he forced the British government to withdraw the pound from the European exchange rate mechanism. His bet brought an entire country's currency crashing. He earned over $1 billion from that trade alone. Not too shabby. Often we see individual stocks or the broader market rise or fall when a major player mentions they bought or sold a given stock. They move. Again, I admire some of these traders and they deserve all the success in the world. However, no one, No one person or organization should hold that much sway over the market. But there are rumblings in the distance, changes on the horizon. Here is where cryptocurrencies and blockchain come into play. Finally, an alternative is emerging that promises to shake up the entire financial world. It's already shaking it up. It is the first viable threat to the almighty dollar, or at least as it pertains to conducting financial transactions. It is a threat to all economic systems that use fiat currency, which is about 99% of them. Cryptocurrencies are the first currency systems that cannot be manipulated by a single player or a cabal of dominant players. It's a currency system that is not even a system, but really a movement. It is the way of the future, and it is born out of the internet. It is not clear if it will defeat the dollar, but one thing is for sure, it will be a much better payment network and could well give Visa and PayPal a run for their money. In fact, they know this, and they are scrambling to get in on it. It is still in its infancy, so there are some kinks to iron out, but it is the future of financial transactions. But that's not all. Blockchain technology is changing how we create as individuals and as a collective. A whole new universe is arising from the blockchain, one that promises to change our understanding of how art is created and imagined. We are now able to buy and sell digital art in many forms with just the click of a button using blockchain. In an ever digitized world, it seems like the natural evolution of things. In essence, blockchain technology and cryptocurrency will eventually change not only how financial transactions will take place, but also the very nature of the internet will be changed. In this course, I'm going to be covering a lot. Here's just a small sample. I will cover the concept of money and value, cryptocurrencies and why you should care, blockchain technology and why you should care about it. I will discuss in great depth how a transaction works through the blockchain. I will cover various markets and how they are the predecessor of the cryptocurrency markets. I will discuss how to buy, sell, and transfer cryptocurrencies with live examples with my own money. I will discuss the new frontier of blockchain called NFT and how to create one. You will learn the downsides of the blockchain technology. I will tackle some of the criticisms of blockchain technology. I will discuss all of that and much more. I cover a wide variety of topics from first principles to advanced concepts. I'm excited to present this to you. We have a lot to cover. Let's get started.